There's a saying from a wise person of the past that goes like this: good things will come to you at the right time. But here's the thing. You have to do some work before you can enjoy those good things. It's like planting seeds in the spring to get a harvest later on. Just hoping or wishing for good things won't make them happen. You actually have to do the work like planting those seeds. It might seem tough at first, but if you take a chance and do things like talking to people, helping out, or taking risks, eventually good things will happen. You might not see the results right away, but if you keep at it, your hard work will pay off. You have the potential to achieve more than you currently have by becoming a better version of yourself. If you stay the same, your life will likely stay as it is. However, if you're open to making changes, the next 5 years could be completely different from the last 5. Without change, the next 5 years might mirror the past. Think of life and business as seasons that change. Just like Frank Sinatra sings, life is like the seasons. Remember, you can't change the seasons, they are fixed. Winter follows fall, spring follows winter, and then comes the harvest. But here's the crucial point. While you can't change the circumstances, you can change yourself. You may not control the wind, but you can adjust your sail. You can't control what happens, but you can control how you respond to it. In the past, you may have felt confused by the changes happening around you, but now you're more self-assured. Well, we can't control external factors, which are like the unpredictable wind. We have the power to change ourselves by adjusting our sails, refining our philosophy, shaping our attitude, and enhancing our disciplines. Seasons and circumstances may remain constant, but we have the ability to transform ourselves. We all face the same winds of circumstance and opportunity. To make the most of it, introspection is key. I found a teacher at 25, a time when I had many excuses for my struggles over the previous 6 years. I blamed the government, circumstances, taxes, and high prices, the usual list. However, my wise teacher taught me that the crucial factor in shaping my future wasn't changing external structures, but rather making personal changes amidst the inevitable challenges we all face. To realize I could be the driving force, the key player in shaping my own future. The moment I discovered this possibility, excitement kept me awake during the first year. The idea that it could make a significant change in my life and be the major force in determining my destiny was incredibly empowering. Instead of blaming the government or waiting for the economy to change before I could change, I shifted my mindset. I let go of the list of factors I used to blame and accepted that it was up to me. This realization brought me immense excitement because me was something I could actively improve. I couldn't change the entire economy or alter the banking structure, but I could change myself. I could set new goals, relocate, and break free from any sense of being stuck. Unlike a tree or an instinct-driven animal, I had the capacity to make choices and shape my own path. You possess the ability to think, reflect, reason, gather ideas, and make significant changes in your personal life. It's an ongoing project to explore what you can become throughout your lifetime. Personal development is the real key to a fulfilling life because who you become is more important than what you acquire. When it comes to your job, the crucial question isn't just about what you're getting, but rather, what am I becoming? It's true that what you become directly affects what you receive in life. Much of what we have is attracted by the person we've become. Moving on to the next idea. The seasons are fixed. You can't alter them. Winter follows fall, spring follows winter, and then comes the harvest. The sequence of seasons remains constant. It's beyond your control. However, what you have control over is yourself. You may not be able to change the circumstances like the wind that blows, but you can adjust your sail to navigate better. You can't change what happens, but you have the power to change how you respond to it. In the past, you might have felt overwhelmed by changes, but now you've gained more confidence. While external circumstances are as uncontrollable as the wind, you have the ability to change yourself. You can set sail, refine your philosophy, work on your attitude, and enhance your disciplines, just as the same wind blows on everyone. Bringing both challenges and opportunities, recognizing that you can't change the seasons but can change yourself is the key. Here's how you can make the most of it. Turn your focus inward. At 25, I encountered an exceptional teacher when I'd been grappling with excuses for 6 years about why I wasn't doing well. I blamed the government, circumstances, high taxes, and costly prices, the usual list. I felt I lacked opportunities, breaks, and that things didn't unfold for me as they did for others, all those typical excuses. However, my wise teacher revealed that the key to my future wasn't in changing external factors like tax, government, and price structures or circumstances. Instead, all I needed to do was acknowledge the inevitable challenges we all face and make personal changes. I discovered I could be the driving force, the major factor in shaping my own future. The realization was so exhilarating that I found it hard to sleep that first year. Excitement surged as I learned that I could genuinely make a significant change in my life and be the primary force shaping my destiny. If you point fingers at the government and think it has to change before you can change, that might be impossible. Blaming the economy and believing it must change before you can change leaves you uncertain about how long that might take. I couldn't influence the economy or change the banking structure. How could I alter circumstances that affect us all? That wasn't within my control. However, understanding that I was the major factor and could make personal changes was empowering. I could change my goals, relocate. It's an ongoing project to discover what you can become. Personal development is genuinely the key to a fulfilling life because who you become is more important than what you acquire. You can have more than you've got because you can become more than you are. If you just remain how you are, you'll always have what you've got. However, if you're open to making changes, the next 5 years of your life have the potential to be markedly different from the last 5 without change. There's a strong likelihood that the next 5 years will resemble the previous ones. Unlocking personal development is genuinely the key to living a fulfilling life. Your growth and evolution matter more than material acquisitions. Much of what we possess is drawn to us by the person we have evolved into. This leads to life's significant challenge. The potential to have more than your current possessions by becoming more than you currently are. This becomes a central focus for initiating positive life changes. Now, looking at the flip side, it says if you don't alter your current state, you'll continue to have what you present possess. To attain the things we desire in the future, the first step is to become serious. Be serious about your personal commitment and dedicated to your future goals. Prioritize your personal development and make fresh commitments for the future. Next is to get smart. Acquire knowledge to the fullest extent possible. It requires exceptional patience to learn, as valuable ideas often come in unexpected forms. Occasionally, a concise book may contain 10 excellent ideas, while a 500-page book might only have 2 or 3. Yet it's crucial to read both types of books. You need the patience to go through the lengthy 500 pages and the excitement of delving into a short book and extracting numerous ideas from just a few pages. Reading both is essential. You can't solely focus on shorter books. An essential principle is continuous improvement. Regardless of your lifespan, there's the potential to enhance yourself every day, every month, and every year. Strive to improve your understanding of life's complexities, enhance your ability to handle diverse personalities, develop your skills in managing fear and overcoming worry. Aim to refine your communication skills using language that effectively helps people see and transform their lives. Work on honing your ability to envision your future, allowing you to expand your impact, encompassing not just your family, but also your community and country. Now, here's what's next. Pray for patience. It doesn't come easy, especially for those with ambitions to succeed, help others succeed and conquer our world to the best of our ability. Being patient is not a simple task, but I urge you to pray for it. Sometimes it has to come as a gift, having the patience to deal with people and customers, whether they are easy or challenging. When promises are made and delays occur, practice patience. Extend patience to yourself as well. Take a moment to relax and be gentle with yourself. You'll discover that you have the capacity to change and grow. Here's my next bit of advice. Find some extra courage, especially when faced with challenging decisions. As you reflect on the decisions that brought you to this point, you'll likely realize that making tough choices is an ongoing process. When you return home, more decisions await you. In these moments, look within for answers. Some may come from external sources like history, legacy, reputation, or the people around you. However, the crux of the matter is that the most difficult decisions are yours to make alone. The courage to do so arises from within, especially when you find yourself in solitary moments, requiring you to dig deep and navigate uncharted decision-making territory. Here's a valuable checklist. Muster the courage to change when necessary. Take that leap. If reading is what you need, then commit to reading. If listening is essential, dedicate time to active listening. If growth is on the agenda, initiate the process. The crucial element is to have the courage coupled with a touch of humility. Regardless of the scale of your success, infusing a touch of humility will elevate your sophistication beyond imagination and enhance the brilliance of your story. Keep in mind, it's essential to teach the poor not to be cynical, and equally crucial to teach the rich not to be arrogant. Here's the following advice. Embrace the courage to compromise. Knowing when to make concessions is essential for fostering harmony within your local community, organization. Embrace the art of compromise. Give a little, allow others to give a little, and find a middle ground. Avoid being overly rigid. We don't want things to fall apart entirely. While it's crucial for everything to function effectively, mastering the skill of working together through compromise is equally important. Here's the next piece of advice. Have the courage to take risks. For many of you, being here required a considerable amount of courage, risking time, making necessary arrangements, and possibly committing to promises to be present. Now, as you return home, it's time to fulfill those promises. Act upon the knowledge and insights you've gained. Translate these notes into tangible actions. Action is the catalyst that transforms ideas into reality. Builds cities and constitutes the 6 days of labor. Remember, it's not about resting for 6 days and working on the 7th. The sequence is crucial. 6 days of labor followed by 1 day of rest. Rest only long enough to gather strength, no more. This principle applies to food as well. Consume only what's necessary to gather strength, as the purpose is not to eat for its own sake. The ultimate goal is to build, whether it's the city, the university, a career, good health, an organization, or the foundation for the future. Dedicate yourself to those 6 days out of 7 and witness the lasting impact you can create with your own voice and hands. A legacy for yourself, your family, and your future. Our inability to come to grips with a natural tendency to procrastinate will surely send us drifting in the wrong direction. You'll realize that tolerating this tendency is too costly to continue. Moreover, your excitement about your destination will be too compelling to postpone the necessary activities. Procrastination poses a significant threat to life, as when we delay tasks, they don't appear crucial in the moment. At the end of the day, a few neglected tasks might not seem like a big issue. However, allowing these days to accumulate can result in a disastrous year and eventually a calamitous life. What are you going to do starting today that will make a difference in how your life works out? Good question, what are you going to do? Look, if you don't do something starting today that will make a difference, guess what? It's going to be the same. And you can guess what the next 5 years are going to be like. Just look at the last 5. The next 5 years will be like the last 5 unless you make a key, make all the changes. The entire world operates under various laws, mathematical, physical, speed and velocity laws, agricultural laws, and many others. As inhabitants of this spinning planet, we must grasp what I refer to as life setup. While we didn't create this setup, we find ourselves here, so it's essential to learn and understand it. Learning the setup serves 2 primary purposes. Firstly, it helps prevent harm. This is a major incentive for learning, ensuring that you avoid economic, social, and personal setbacks. Not knowing can lead to significant harm. Ignorance is not a state of bliss. It's poverty, it's tragedy. To safeguard yourself, you must acquire knowledge, or else you risk facing various forms of harm. Now here's a parenthesis, you don't have to like the setup. I'm not asking you to approve of how things are. That's not the crucial aspect. What does matter is understanding how things are. So it's okay if you don't like it, but it's essential to comprehend it. This is what I convey to the younger generation. Ensure you acquire the knowledge. Your personal feelings about it are your own. And what actions you take based on that understanding will soon be up to you. The priority is to make sure you grasp it. Nothing is more detrimental than being ignorant. Yes, being financially struggling is challenging, but lacking knowledge is far worse. The real trouble arises when you're both financially struggling and uninformed. That's almost the end of the world, unless, of course, you add being unwell to the equation, being sick, financially struggling, and uninformed. That's the pinnacle of hardship. There's hardly anything worse than that. Therefore, ensure that you acquire the information. It's crucial, whether you like it or not. It's essential to understand. The primary reason for learning, number one, is to prevent harm. Now, here's the second reason for understanding life setup: to gain benefits. Life consists of both negatives and positives, the downsides of tragedy, heartache, misery, failure, and unhappiness, and the upsides of happiness, prosperity, and positive feelings. The key is to learn how to align with the positive aspects of life. While I acknowledge that forming new habits isn't a simple task, it typically happens gradually, not in one drastic explosion. Change usually occurs by altering small pieces and parts over time. Most of us progress by consistently nudging ourselves in the right direction, adopting one or two new habits at a time, gradually making the necessary turn. And this is where the good life comes from. Those personal changes. While you can't alter the seasons, you have full control over yourself. Effecting personal transformations requires 10% inspiration and 90% effort. Wishing for change is a starting point, but it must evolve into action. Inspiration and affirmation should guide you to instill discipline in your pursuits.